Happy Friday the 17th, everyone. I started the show and forgot to hit the go live button. So I was here talking for a little while before I was actually broadcasting. So welcome to the Roundup. Welcome to RichKatRanch. We've got our guest for the day in the green room now. I'm going to go over channel stats right quick with everybody, and then we will bring him up to have a little visit. Oh, forgot to mute this. All right. So muted that. Thanks for being here today. I want to put up a poll also right quick. So let me see. Let's see. For the guys in the audience. Let me get this going. All right. So right, I'll have that up. Oops, for when the guys in the audience get here. And we'll see what kind of results we get. But let me pull up my spreadsheet so we can go over some channel stats. I'm always more excited about that when now that I'm color coding it, because I feel like it's just so much easier to see. All right, this should be right. Yes. So let's share this and go down the line here. So rooted in Texas, they've actually lost a handful of subscribers, but I like to take advantage of opportunities to kind of teach as I do these numbers. They have not been posting as consistently here recently. I know they were sick for a time, but I'm not seeing the frequency of videos going up now. And I think it's been 4 or 5 days at least since they put up a video. And I just want anyone who is trying to grow a channel or is thinking about starting a channel to be mindful of the impact it can have on your subscriber counts to not post consistently. Even a short video can at least, especially if they have their notifications set for the channel, then a short video will alert them that there's new content on the channel. But you don't want to go too many days in a row with them checking in to see what's new and not finding anything. So just file that away in your mind. Hello to Stephen at Papa's Kitchen. Hello, my friend Adam Sky. Good to see you guys. I'm just going over numbers right quick. So second on the list, our friend and channel member Ordered Steps is holding steady at 198. Again, the kind of orangish color means they lost some subscribers. The yellow color means they're where they were last week when we checked their numbers. The green means they gained subscribers. And then we'll have some excitement to share. I'm sure you can already see it on the screen here when we get down to First Floor Audio. And let me see, I should be able to make this bigger, shouldn't I? Let's go even bigger. My old eyes need all the help they can get. All right, so Ordered Steps holding steady at 198. My friend Akashi Chris at Mindforked has gained 3 subscribers in the last week. Byron at 12 Stones Ranch is down 10 or so subscribers. I can only see the first few digits when I'm on YouTube. My friend in Australia, Joe Hupp, is holding steady at 288. Multi Hunter is holding steady at 631. This might be the first week I haven't seen him gain some subscribers in a while. So I didn't think to check the channel and see when his last video was. My friend Weave across the pond lost some subscribers. Again, his Weave's World channel changed its name to just Weave. and it has not had any activity on it in a few months now because he's focusing on his second channel. But we're hoping he'll get back to business on the Weave channel. That was always a lot of fun. So I'll keep you posted when I see something new come up on that channel. So he's at 3,090 something subscribers this week. My friend Tiffany is down 2 subscribers. Our friends Ryan and Devin at Our New Land, those are Texas neighbors of ours as well. They are at 914 today. Jesse and Lisa at Lazy Days Ahead with Jesse and Lisa are holding on to their 1,290 something subscribers. My friend Ginger at Not For Nothing Homestead is at 595, so she's continuing to grow. My friend Robin is holding on to that 394. I never did hear back from her. I think I told you guys last week I sent her an email just to check on her since I haven't seen anything happening with the channel in a while, but I haven't heard from her. So I will keep you posted on that as well when I get a message back from her. She's holding on to 394. And then the good news today, I know last week I was excited to tell you guys that I hoped we would be announcing this week that Lee at First Floor Audio, another friend of mine from the UK who has an amazing channel. He's an amazingly, unbelievably talented musician. And I knew we were close to this 1,000 subscribers milestone. He was at 1,020 something when I checked the numbers just a couple of hours ago. So congratulations to Lee from First Floor Audio. If you haven't checked that channel out yet, please check it out. My friend Katie at Mayfield Ranch is up to 664 today. My friend Rich at Rich New Design, he's gained a subscriber. There still hasn't been any new content on the channel, but he does have a lot of helpful tutorials and a lot of fun content there. So there's still a lot that you can engage with when you visit the channel, just not a lot of new content going up. Our Texas friends, Jeff and Lorena at Back to Country Homestead, are up to 542 today. My friends from California, Ronnie and Brittany, RB Story, are at 567 today. Ashley at CNC Farm continues on her wonderful journey building this YouTube channel. We're waiting for chickens. Maybe there's a video up already about chickens. I'll have to check and see. She is at 1,230 something subscribers today. My friend John at Home Bartending with John is up to 276 today. My dear friend Vicki Lund at Psychology Noir with Dr. Lund is up to 804. So there are a couple of channels that I'm looking at now where obviously we're getting close to that 1,000 subscribers milestone. I know you guys can help these channels do that. Let me say hello to a few more people in the chat. Hello, Joe Hupp. How are you? Good day, I should say. Hello, Eagles Trekker. How are you? Hello, Joyful Julie. Good to see you. Hello, Brittany at Flannel Hill Farm. How are you? Thank you all for being here today. We are just going over numbers. My friend Adam Sky, who is in the chat today, he's a moderator for my channel. I love him dearly. One of my favorite interviews ever. He's at 191 subscribers today. Obviously, the 200 is right there. You guys check him out. Let's help him get to 200. I want to be able to announce that he's over that 200 mark by next Friday's show. My friend Dino at the Late Late Horror Show, inching closer to that 100,000 subscribers mark. He's at 99,200 something. My friend Dawn Ray B is up to 427. My friend Jen at Good Times Homestead with Jen and Steve is up to 735. My friend Nancy at Our Treasured Home is up to 832. This is another channel C that is so close now to that 1,000. It's just right around the corner. Fat Ninja DM's channel is holding on to that 466 subscribers. My friend David at Safe and Sound Texas Audio Excursion is up to 1,960 something subscribers. He's been hoping and waiting for that 2,000. My friend Peter Tragos at Lawyer You Know, I announced last week that he hit the 200,000 subscribers mark. He's gained another 3,000 something subscribers since we put the number up last week. So another great channel, great content, a lot to learn there. My friend Steven at Papa's Kitchen, who is in the chat with us today, is at 306 subscribers. That's down 1. So y'all go over and help him regain that and give him a couple of extra bonus subscribers to keep him above that last week's number. My friend Webb's Web is up to 145. My friend Amanda at Bare Bones Living is at 624. My friend Danielle at Danny Days Ahead is holding on to 731. My friend John at Pedroza Travel is up to 753. Great trip. You can travel. Our visitor today is another one of these channels. If you want to vicariously visit places and not have to spend the money and leave your house, these are some channels that can help you do it. So he's up to 753. My friend Angela at The Inquisitive Farm Wife is up to 1,310. She just took off running, y'all. She was at 900 something, I think, when I first met her back for Dipcember, that collaboration I participated in, and she just took off running. That collaboration was a great boost for her channel, and is a great boost for any channel. Collaborations are a great way to introduce yourself to more people and get your name out there. So she's at 1,310 something, meaning 10, 11, 12. I can only see that 131 on her channel. My friend David Hunt is up to 513. My friend Paul at Millionaire Paul, another UK friend, is up to 181. He has gotten his first sponsors for the channel. So he has a thing on his channel that you can pay a small fee and have your channel featured. There's a banner with your channel name, and if you have a message, there's a space on the video where your channel message can be displayed for a small fee that you pay to Paul. And that you get 5 videos for that small fee. So if that's something you're interested in, check him out. Hello, Cassie at Forensic Mystics. How are you? And I sent you an email, Cassie. I want to be sure you got it. My friend Tom Salta is up to 781. Rich Cat Ranch, we're at 1,921 today. That number has gone up and down so much in the last week. It's not even funny. I've posted several eagle related videos that have had a lot of engagement and have gained me some subscribers, but you lose. It's just always a back and forth game. So we're still looking at that 2,000 coming up hopefully soon. We'll have a live stream prize drawing event when we hit that 2,000. So you guys help us out with that. My friend, where were we? So there's my channel. All right, my friend Marin at Palma Pioneer Pantry is up to 248. My friend Sparrow Spalding is up to 1,140 since last week's number. My friend Brittany at Flannel Hill Farm is up to 118. She's in the chat today. You guys say hi to her and check out her channel. There is Devin from Our New Land. How are you today? I'm loving the numbers I'm seeing for your channel. And then today, backstage, I have Kenny from The Adventures of Kenny and Debbie, and we're going to bring him up and interview him here in just a bit. After the interview, we'll draw for our channel of the week. I'll share some history stuff, some on this day stuff with you, and we'll do a couple of other fun things before I turn you loose. And I'm going to do something right now in the chat. Give me 1 second. So let me go over here and I'll stop sharing my screen. We will have, Richard and I will have a members only Q&A live stream coming up. So in honor of that, I am going to, let's see. All right. So here's how this works. And YouTube randomly picks people. So you have to, on your end, on the chat where you see the green bar now that I've gifted 10 memberships, you have to click allow gifts. There should be a button when you click on that green bar. There should be a button that allows you or gives you the option to allow gifts. And that means you can be gifted a membership. So I am looking now, and Sparkling Dragon, it looks like Sparkling Dragon is watching today. Hi, Corner Clubhouse. How are you? Emily Flotia. So Sparkling Dragon and Emily Flotia have just been randomly gifted a membership to Rich Cat Ranch. Andale Homestead was gifted a membership to Rich Cat Ranch. Hello, Andale Homestead. Flannel Hill Farm was gifted a membership to Rich Cat Ranch. Papa's Kitchen has a membership to Rich Cat Ranch. And again, it will be active for a month. So any members only content like the live stream that we'll have going up, it'll probably go up next Saturday, not tomorrow, but the following Saturday. And it'll just be a live Q&A with RNK. You guys can ask us anything about us, about our families, about the animals, about YouTube, about the property here, history, anything goes. So we'll have a Q&A live stream for members only. Eagles Trekker was just gifted a membership by RichKatRanch. So welcome new channel members. And I'll have to try and watch to make sure that as new people come into the chat, they know they have to click on allow gifts. You have to allow YouTube to gift you the membership, or you won't get one. So just a way for you to try it out for a month. If you decide you'd like to stay in the family on that level, you can just renew your membership on your own. We have 3 membership levels. We have a 99-cent a month one, and then $1.99, I think. And then this membership is the $2.99 one. That's the highest price one we have. But I will be hoping that we see many of you at our members only live stream Q&A in about a week. So without further ado, now that I've got that done, I want to bring up, my friend Kenny at the Adventures of Kenny and Debbie. I don't see him on the screen. Are you there, Kenny? I'm going to try to bring him up and then we'll see. It's just a gray screen on my end.
Can you hear me?
Yes, but I can't see you.
Okay, I wonder what I need to do.
Yeah, are you on your PC? Are you on a computer?
Yeah, I'm on the computer.
Do you have like a pop-up camera that you have to, mine has a pop-up camera up on the top that I have to push it down to make it pop up?
No, I'm hooked up to my webcam, so I tested it on YouTube, but I don't know why it's not coming up on StreamYard.
Do you want to go out and come back in again and see if it's just a weird connection issue?
Yeah, let me try that real quick.
Okay.
I apologize.
No worries. Kinks are not unusual. David Hunt, hello. Thank you for being here today. For those just now coming in, I don't know if all of the membership gifts have been distributed yet, but if you will scroll up to where you see the green bar that tells you that RichKatRanch gifted 10 memberships, click on that green bar and tell it to allow gifts. You will be the recipient of a month of RichKatRanch memberships, which means any members only content that gets posted, you'll be able to enjoy that. We'll have a live Q&A coming up that will be for members only. Well, I still can't see you, but we'll be able to hear you. Do you want to try with your phone?
My phone.
Okay, so he's going to try with his phone. We can even leave this box up and you can just log in separately with your phone.
Okay.
And we'll see then if we need to move this box down and just go with the phone. So again, I'm excited about the new members that we have. I hope it means that many of you will be, yeah. So here you are. Let's do the phone and we'll take this one off. How are you? Oh,
okay.
Yeah, so if you have a YouTube window open showing the stream, you just have to mute it. Oops.
Okay, how about that?
Okay. Yes, no more echo. So how
All
are
right.
you?
Oh, we're professional now.
Yeah, that's right. You've hit the big time. Spend some time in the
Yes.
green room, and now you're the star on screen.
All
Are
right.
you at home? Where are you guys right now?
Yeah, we're in Henderson, right outside of Las Vegas right now.
Okay. And that's the home base, right?
Yeah, that's home base. And matter of fact, our daughter just moved out 2 days ago. She was renting our house, so we're kind of remodeling, repainting, fixing the house up right now for the last couple of days.
Okay. So are you going to be there for a while?
Yeah, we'll probably be here till April.
Oh, wow. Is that like the longest that you've stayed put in one spot?
No, we try to stay 6 months out in Las Vegas and then 6 months on the road.
Okay. And where go ahead.
This is all pretty new to us. I just retired a little over a year ago.
Okay.
So
me
this
too.
is
Well,
this will
it
be
hasn't
the
been quite a year.
Yeah, this will be the third summer season that we've taken off.
Okay. So where are you headed next?
Well, we just kind of don't have any destinations. we just get in the motorhome and we take off. And like last year, our big deal was Florida. You know, that was our key point last year, that we made sure we were heading there. This year, I kind of want to go into around Lake of the Ozarks area.
Okay.
And then from there, we'll just branch out. You know, I'd really love to go all the way to the New England states this year as well.
Okay. And how far in advance do you have to like book a spot for the RV?
You know what? We don't really book any spots. We just kind of wing it. And if we're lucky enough to get in a place, we get in a place. If not, you know, we know how to boondock real well. And we just don't put any pressure on ourselves, because if I book something, then that means I have to be there.
Right.
You know,
yeah, pay for it. Yeah.
Right.
So have you always been adventurous?
Yeah, we're always kind of footloose and fancy free, you know, and we just go wherever, whenever.
Before you started traveling, you know, since retirement, did you guys travel a lot?
Yeah, we've always been, you know, big on vacations. And then I think we've traveled in the motorhome quite a bit since, I'm going to say 2013 or 14.
Okay. And
you know,
how long? Go ahead.
Which, you know, those would be about a 2 to 4 week adventures.
Okay. And have you always been like a videographer when you go on trips? You always take pictures and videos?
No, we've always taken a lot of pictures. You know, we've had camcorders since the kids were little and stuff, but mostly just pictures over the years. And then just got into the videography, you know, a little over a year ago.
Okay. So what motivated you to start your YouTube channel?
Well, first I started a different channel, which I still have. You know, that's a recovery channel. I've been in recovery for over 25 years. And I started that channel so I could reach out to more and more people. And then whenever Debbie and I decided that we was going to do like a permanent travel, you know, we decided to go with the travel channel as well.
Okay, very fun. And so on this travel channel, when did you upload your first video and what was the video about?
I think it was probably March of 2022, okay. almost a year ago.
Okay.
And the first video, I believe, was driving up to Canyon Lake in Arizona.
Okay. Was it the first time you'd been there?
No, I've been going there since 1970s.
Okay, I was going to say, because that's probably not too far from Hendersonville.
Right.
Okay. So you're retired. Does Debbie have a day job?
No, we're both retired now.
Okay. So what a great thing to be doing with your retirement. I have friends from high school. Well, she is my friend from high school. She and her husband, it's been a little over a year that they are total RVers. They sold their house and virtually everything in it, and they just live on the road. She posts on Facebook with little update videos, and I know she is as excited and surprised as all of us that are watching along at how much they're enjoying it. And they've learned a lot. So when they first started doing it, and I'll have you share some of the things you guys may have learned, some of the do's and don'ts of being on the road and planning and what to have with you. And I know she shared with us, like, there's this laundry service you can get online. They'll come pick up your laundry and go do your laundry and bring it back to you. And because I think they try to go to places and spend like a month at a time. So they'll pick a site, stay there a month, and then travel from there. So they get in the truck and just travel in, you know, cities. And that's like their little home, wherever their camper is parked. And she's loving it. And it just sounds like such a fantasy to me. So I'm really tickled to have found your channel, and you guys are doing something so similar. But have you learned, like, is there something that once you guys started traveling consistently since you retired that you've thought, oh, we'll never do that again? Or?
Well, I don't know if really how much we've learned, to be quite honest with you. You know, like I say, we do everything off the hoof, you know, and off the cuff, and that's probably why I haven't booked parks in advance, is because we're not sure what types of parks. You know, we tried to book some in advance, and we found some places that we really didn't want to be at, And then, so we're starting to learn, what type of places we're going to now. So we're starting to keep track of those nicer, not expensive places, but just decent places to go
Safe
to,
and
So,
clean. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And that's part
so
of every now and then she'll post something too that she says, "Oh, we'll never go back to this place. It was just
right.
and the people there were real shady, and there was weird stuff going on in the middle of the night." So live and learn, but they're still enjoying the adventure of it all. So when you're not working on the channel, or you're not on the road traveling and recording and getting ready for videos on the channel, what do you like to do? Do you have other hobbies or?
Yeah, we've been riding motorcycles. I've been riding since I was 5 years old. So we do a lot of motorcycle riding, small little rides here in Nevada. And then I fellowship with a lot of people as well. I belong to a fellowship, and we meet quite frequently. And I have meetings here at the house, and so a lot of fellowshipping, a lot of friends. We do entertaining here. We have big parties. We got a nice outdoor kitchen here at our house, and we like to have nice parties and invite friends over. So
is a lot of the fellowship from other motorcycle enthusiasts?
yeah, we have a lot of my fellowship is in the recovery and some church, and then as well a lot of since I have ridden motorcycle my whole life, a lot of that fellowship is with like-minded people as far as motorcycle riding.
Okay. And let me just address one thing. So Get to the Farm, thank you for being here today. If you click on that green bar, or there's not a message under that green bar that says allow gifts, the memberships may have all been distributed already. So we'll have another live stream or two before, we'll have at least next Friday's live stream before we do our members only live. So we'll give away some more memberships next Friday as well. So if you missed out today, join us again next Friday, and we'll do another round of that. So let me get back to my questions. So do you and Debbie share in maintaining the channel and videoing and uploading and things, or does one of you do more of that than the other?
Yeah, I do probably 95%. And she's not a big talker. She doesn't like to be on camera a lot, so yeah, I'm usually filming everything, but I know what we want to do in the future. I want to bring her into it a lot more, and I know how to do it, and which way I want to do it is just implementing it.
Okay. And then there's a question here from David Hunt. What's one place you've been that you would love to go back to again?
Well, Daytona Beach is where we go. We've been there quite a bit. I started going there in the 1970s with my father, on vacation. And then whenever Debbie and I got married, that was one of our destinations for honeymoons and things of that nature. So we love going back there.
Nice. Do you ever watch the races out there?
Not the stock car races, but the motorcycle races are during Bike Week every March, second weekend of March. And that just so happens to fall on our anniversary as well, our wedding anniversary that weekend. So it's kind of a convenience.
Okay, that's a nice little reminder there. What's something that you always keep in mind when you are planning to film a video, or when you have an idea for what you want to film? What's something you keep in mind as far as when people are going to see the video or visit the channel?
Well, and like I say, I'm new at all this, and I'm trying to get better as we go. And I think it's just a matter of what I want to do is I want to try and get an introduction, let people know what's going on in the video, and then get into the video. And what I started implementing, and I'm going to start putting in is an ending to it, as well. So I'm taking some cooking at the end of it.
Okay, nice. And have you had any like crazy encounters on the road, or at a place where you were, your RV was parked? Have you had like that story I telling you my friend was having about shady dealings going on in the middle of the night and stuff?
Yeah, there's been a few times where we've that's one good thing about the RV is we're real quick. We can hook up. Some places we just didn't go into. They were so shady. We drove in and drove right back out. And then other places would be, there was a Indian casino on Interstate 40 in New Mexico that we were stopped at, and some going-ons was happening outside about 3 a.m. and I just start the motorhome up and take off. So yeah, we can get out of a place real quick. So
yeah. So that actually sounds more convenient than like being in a hotel where then you got to pack your suitcase again and get all the way downstairs to get out. So
yeah, and you have to go outside of the hotel to get to your car, whereas we don't have to go outside or anything. We just start it up and take off.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
What's your favorite part of YouTube so far?
Favorite part of YouTube is I think just learning, because I want to learn. And I think that's my favorite part is I've got some drive in me and I just want to get better. I want to put good content out and I think that's what it is.
All right. And do you have a least favorite thing about YouTube?
I don't think so. Not yet.
Okay, good. Maybe it'll stay that way for you.
Yeah.
If you could collaborate with another YouTuber, any YouTuber, maybe you have a favorite channel or somebody that you follow. If you could collaborate with another YouTuber, who would it be?
Wow. I think I would like to get with more of the travel channels, more of the RV channels. There's some big ones out there that I think would be so exciting because I could learn so much from them. That's one of my favorites is KYD, Keep Your Daydream.
Okay.
But they're just huge. They're a huge channel. And Finding Our Someday is another huge channel. But those two channels are ones that I'm watching that I'm trying to learn from and model myself after in the future here.
Don't be intimidated by the numbers. I like to share, I think I've talked on the channel before that I started interviewing other channels right away. But in my mind, I felt very limited because I was such a small channel. I thought, I'm going to have to stick with even smaller channels. Why would a big channel want to come on a little tiny channel's live stream? And then I thought, you know what, worst thing that can happen if I send an email is that nothing happens. And then I'm just the same place I would be if I never sent the email anyway. And so my first big channel was the Late Late Horror Show. I sent the email to Dino and he said, sure, I'll come on your channel. And I think at the time he probably had about, 85,000 subscribers, maybe 80,000 subscribers. But again, that's huge compared to me.
Right.
He was great on the show. He did such a wonderful interview with us. And then I thought, okay, well then I'm not gonna feel like I'm less than because my number's not so big. And that's when I sent the message to Peter Tragos at Lawyer and he had probably 165,000 subscribers at the time. He came on the show and we had a great time. And again, I just thought, yeah, what's the worst thing that can happen? Nothing. I'll send them message and they never respond back. And then I just move on and invite someone else. So, that might be fun. Just send an email and say, hey, I'm growing a channel. I love your channel. And just thought I'd see if you might be interested in doing a collaboration with me on something.
Right.
You never know. And, it's a nice way, again, to get your name out there when you collaborate with other channels. And when they started, they were where you are.
Right.
Nobody puts their first video up and has 1 million subscribers or 1 million views. So the good channels will remember that we all start in the same place. So just that little bit of encouragement there for you. So now, beyond more YouTube stuff, what's your favorite kind of food?
I'm a meat and potatoes guy.
Okay.
Yeah. If I could, you could even add in some seafood too, because Debbie's from Seattle.
Okay.
So she introduced me to salmon and lobster and crab legs. So.
Do you both cook? Yeah. One of you do more cooking than the other?
Yeah, we both cook. We both enjoy cooking.
Okay. So when you're out on the road, do you tend to buy things that you can then cook while you're stopped somewhere, or do you eat out, or is it equal parts of both?
No, I'd say probably 75 to 80% of the time we eat at home.
Okay.
So in the RV, you know,
Okay.
and then maybe 25% eat out.
Okay. And I know you have a dog.
Yeah.
Do you just have that one pet?
Yeah. Well, no, yeah, that's the one pet. Yeah. Then we got some other animals though.
Okay. So that dog,
Like,
he travels with you, doesn't he?
oh, absolutely.
Uh-huh. And he likes it?
He loves it.
And what is his name?
His baby.
And he's what kind of a dog?
I think he's part I want to say Yorkshire and Chihuahua.
Okay, so he's little. He's easy to carry around.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that may be part of why he likes it, if he gets to get carried around places. Yeah. What's the farthest so far that you've traveled? Not just since you retired, but in your travels in your life, what's the farthest you've traveled?
You know, I'm having trouble hearing. Someone tried to call in. So. The farthest we traveled.
Hello, Chuck at Life with Melinda and Chuck.
The farthest we traveled is I think probably Key West.
Okay.
And then we've been up to Maine on the northeast side.
Okay.
And then we've been to Hawaii on the west. But then we didn't take the RV there.
Do you like the beach destinations best, or do you like mountains best, or?
Well, we live in the mountains, so you know it's nice to get out of the mountains.
Okay.
So yeah, I like to get into beach areas and some flat land.
Okay. Do you consider yourself more of an introvert or an extrovert?
I'm an extrovert.
Okay. And what about, so Debbie's probably more the introvert if she doesn't really like being on the camera. Right. Okay. So you guys balance each other out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what kind of work did you do? What did you retire from?
I did concrete work for 44 years.
Okay.
I started out with residential and built up the warehouses and came to Las Vegas. I tried for the last 33 years. High rises, bridges. I worked on I did the tunnel in Seattle.
Your sound is cutting in and out a little bit. Your sound is cutting in and out a little bit. It was great there in the beginning.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Looks like you may just have some internet lag going on. Now your screen is frozen, but can you still hear me? Oh,
yeah.
Okay. So if you were famous, what would you be famous for?
If I was famous? Wow, that's a good question. I think I'd be probably, that's difficult.
You want to think on that one and we'll ask some more questions?
Okay.
So when you're on YouTube and it's not because you're working on the channel, what do you like to watch most? I'm guessing it may be other travel channels.
Not really, no. I've only got a couple travel channels that I watch. I really love homesteading. I love to watch homesteaders do construction, just property, whether they're building a cabin or tiny house or something. I really love that. I would say that's probably 75%.
Okay. So, you know, Flannel Hill Farm that's in the chat today, they're building a house on their property. They're in Missouri and they're building a house themselves from the ground up. It's coming along really nicely, but I'm enjoying watching that because I've never built anything like that. Richard and I built a big duck and goose pen and coop, but nothing that we have to live in. So do you watch much television?
No.
Okay. I'm so intrigued at how often I have guests on the show and I ask them about TV, and so few of them really watch much TV at all. So that should tell the TV people something, y'all. Hello, Dancing Alone with Reynolds. How are you? Here's Dancing Alone with Reynolds' comment. Oh, there we go. Famous. What would you be famous for? Santa's little brother. There's an idea for you. Y'all can incorporate that into your travels in the winter time.
Yeah, it's funny because I've got a lot of Santa Claus costumes. I love Christmas. Put my little avatars out for Santa Claus.
let's see. Do you have video projects in the works? You already have the next video lined up or planned out in your head? Or are you just waiting to be on the road again?
Yeah, what I've just started doing is I'm going to try and do a series once a month. So we just finished up with Quartzsite, Arizona. That's what's going on in February. But then at the end of this month, I've got a video that'll be coming out that's announcing March's itinerary, and March's itinerary will be all of Las Vegas and around the Las Vegas area.
Okay, nice.
And that's what I'd like to do. I'd like to start doing a whole month of one type.
Nice. And then where do you see yourself like a year from now, or where do you hope to see the channel a year from now? Is it about the number of subscribers? Is it about what your focus is when you dream about it or you plan for it? Where do you see yourself? I just put up some more memberships, guys. Click that allow gifts button and grab a membership.
Well, I'd say the last 3 years that we've been traveling, we've been looking for property, and trying to decide where we'd like to buy a summer place. And this is why I'm going to be going to the Lake of the Ozarks this season.
Okay.
Is because I want to look around that eastern Oklahoma, southern Missouri, northern Arkansas area.
Okay.
And I'd like to find maybe at least 10 acres, maybe more, and make a little homestead there. So that's where I see us, or want to see us. And then the channel would probably be focused around a lot of building on that.
Sweet. And are you on other social media? Not necessarily you personally, but is the Adventures of Kenny and Debbie on another social media platform? Or
I'll do some posts on Facebook and some different groups that I belong to that are on Facebook, but no other social media.
Okay. Do you consider yourself more artistic or more analytical?
Probably more analytical.
Okay. That probably comes from your work background, right?
Right.
Yep. And then my final question for you, if you're stranded on a desert island, what 3 things do you want to have with you?
Well, I'm going to say God, my wife, and probably our health.
Okay. Oh, nice. What a nice way to look at it. Yeah. So chat, you guys, if you have questions for Kenny, hello, Laura at Hedgehog's Homestead. How are you? All right. And Adam is taking Buddy out to do some business. Let me make sure I haven't missed anyone in the chat. If you guys did not get a gifted membership from Rich Cat Ranch, click that allow gifts button and grab a membership. We'll have some members only content coming up, including a live Q&A with R&K where you can ask us anything. Hello, Seth the Welsh. How are you? Hello, Katie at Mayfield Ranch. How are you? Thank you guys for being here. Y'all grab those memberships while they're still available. I've gifted some memberships today so we can let you guys be some Rich Cat Ranch hands for a month, and then you can renew if you want to. If you don't want to, that's fine. I'm always thrilled to see you, whatever color your name might be in the chat. And let's see if we've got any other questions. So is there a place that you have gone, that you visited, that you will never go back to? It just wasn't what you thought, or it was a bad experience?
I don't think so. I think there's good in every area that you go to. You just got to find it, and we found good everywhere we've been.
Nice. And are you originally from the Las Vegas area?
No, I grew up in Illinois, central Illinois.
Okay.
Then 1977, my parents moved out to Arizona.
Okay.
And I did a few years there. Then Debbie and I met in Arizona and moved to Las Vegas.
So central Illinois, what city? What's in central Illinois?
Champaign-Urbana.
Okay. I have distant relatives in Waukegan and Rock Falls.
Okay, up north a little bit.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think that's farther north. I mean, this is, 45, 50 years ago, probably the last time I would have been there to see family. But we had some cousins, I remember, that lived in those places. So the only time I've ever been to Chicago was to go through on a road trip up to see them. So I always wonder when people say they're from Illinois, I try to relate it to the only, experience I have with Illinois. And Debbie, is Debbie from the Las Vegas area?
No, she grew up in Seattle.
Okay. Oh yeah, I think you said that. So how did she end up in Arizona?
I think let's see, they had lived there whenever she was young. I'm not quite sure how they got to Arizona, but I know that her mother and a couple of sisters, had moved there, and that's how Debbie went there. Is her mom was sick at the time, and she wound up in Arizona with her mom's, and I had already met her mom, so they had a nice ranch down there, and I kept some of my construction equipment out at their ranch, so I met her through there.
Okay. And I know you referenced having other animals besides the dog. What other animals do you have?
So we've got 2 turkeys, 2 ducks, 2 roosters, and about 6 chickens. So
Okay.
we've just been doing this for about 4 months, so we're just trying to get to little experience while we can.
Okay. And so when you're on the road, who tends to the animals?
Our granddaughter's here, so she said that, and that's the reason we're thinking about purchasing land somewhere else for the summer and then have animals there. And our granddaughter said she'll take care of them while we're out traveling.
Nice. So
Yeah.
she's how old?
She's 21 now.
Okay. And do you have other grandkids besides the granddaughter?
Yeah, we've got 11 grandkids.
Okay, nice. And how close are they all relatively close geographically?
Well, 1 daughter and 2 grandkids, 3 grandkids were living here in our house, and they just went back to Illinois.
Okay.
Then we've got 1 daughter here with 2 grandkids in town.
Okay.
And then another daughter and son and grandkids are in Phoenix area.
Okay. So, I mean, and you guys are in a position now to be able to travel. You're not tied down to a day job. So
Right.
you get opportunities to see them probably more than a lot of people get to see them when they don't live in town.
Yeah, we go see them quite a bit, and then they'll come up here in the summertime, and it's good to do. Yeah.
Nice. So again, you have how many children?
4 kids, 3
Okay,
girls and 1 boy.
Okay. And then how many grandchildren? 11?
11, yes.
And how many of those are boys and how many are girls?
Oh, let's see. 2, 3. I would say, I think 4 grandsons,
Okay.
and then 7 granddaughters.
Okay. Yeah, we got more granddaughters than grandsons too, but we only have 8 grandkids. So let me make sure I haven't. Hello, Lee at First Floor Audio. We celebrated your being over 1,000. Lee spends nothing on haircuts. Yeah, you guys, I have a poll. I have a poll posted. I guess it's probably at the top of the chat. I don't know how that works once I've posted it. I don't know if it stays the whole time or not, but sound off in the chat for me, guys. And so when you guys are on the road, are there certain activities that you tend to do more often? Like, do you like to go to movies when you're out? Do you like to visit libraries or?
I think we like looking for museums, or we'll take a city and look at the top 10 or 15 things to do in town. Like we just went to San Antonio and Austin, so we did the river walk and a lot of things down there, touristy type stuff, and then other places, we just like going to the beach, hanging out. Debbie loves feeding birds, ducks, everything. So it's always a trip to the store to get 4 to 6 loaves of bread.
Did you go to the Bat Bridge when you were in Austin?
What's that?
The Bat Bridge. There's the bridge where the big colony of bats live, and it's kind of a big tourist attraction.
Oh, I didn't see that. No.
Yeah, in Austin. I can't tell you where it is, and I haven't been yet. I've been to Austin before, but I don't think I ever went to the Bat Bridge, but it sounds like something I would enjoy. So I'm waiting to meet somebody that's done it, somebody that has seen it to tell me what it's like. So it's not necessarily, I know Richard and I have talked before about if we ever were RVers, like one of our objectives is we would want to hit as many barbecue joints along the road as we could, because we love barbecue. And sometimes the little hole in the wall, rinky dink places that you might not even see if, you didn't know where they were, if you didn't already know that you were looking for them. We thought that'd be kind of a fun tradition to have if we ever got to a point where we could be on the road and travel, is to hit all the barbecue joints. So I just wondered if you guys have something that you always look for everywhere you go, or if you just wait till you get there and see what they have.
Yeah, I'd say we're not really foodie people.
Okay.
So it's not like that we're looking for barbecues or steakhouses or anything like that. Now, going to New Orleans, though, that's probably one of our favorite places for restaurants is New Orleans. We just love the Cajun food. And I lived down there for 2 years as well, back in the early 1980s. I did work down there. And so that's our favorite place. But, you know, food's not a real big item on our list of things to do. We just got the e-bikes, though, so that's something we're really enjoying. I think we can get out and venture a lot more, you know, around town with e-bikes.
Okay. Again, I don't think I have any questions. Do you have questions? You have questions for me? You got questions for anyone in the chat? If you chat, guys, if you have anything, questions for Kenny, spit them out. Let me put them up on the screen, and we'll let him share a little bit more with us.
Yeah, I really don't have any questions. You know, I mean, I got a list of things that I want to learn from other YouTubers. You know, but it'd be something where I need to sit down one-on-one with them. You know, I've met one man's channel here in Las Vegas, and I've sat down with him a couple times for coffee. And I've got one barbecue guy down in Tempe, Arizona, that I've sat down with and
Nice.
talked to a couple times. So I'm reaching out to these people, and we've been to one Roundup. I don't know what you'd call it, Roundup or meetup down in Texas this year. So we're starting to get some friends out there, you know, that I guess we'll ask questions there.
Yeah, if you guys are going to swing this way on your way to the east at some point, you're welcome to stop by. We'll show you around. We'll take you to a barbecue joint. I have my favorites around here too. My favorite isn't necessarily Richard's favorite, I don't think, as far as the barbecue places right here, but either one of them are just great barbecue places.
Yeah.
So that's
we get to certain on that note of barbecue, we get to Kansas City and you know, even Texas, you know, we do make a point to hit a barbecue while we're there.
Yeah. Some things that are, you know, kind of the state is famous for.
Right.
Yeah. So, let's see. I'm guessing this is a question for you from Dancing Alone with Reynolds. He says, I think I saw your e-bikes. Are you used to them and plan on having them into the future?
Yeah, we're going to have them in the future for sure, you know, and we love them right now. You know, I think the only thing that we need to change about the e-bikes is we need to put better seats on them. You know, we're not youngsters anymore. We need some more padding.
So for those of us that don't know what e-bikes are, what are e-bikes?
They're electrical bikes. They run on a battery. They're pedal assist, you know, and you can pedal them all the time, or you can put it into gear to where once you start pedaling, it will start assisting you. So it's real easy to pedal.
So
or you can put it on full electric, because ours are full electric. So
okay. So going uphill is not so hard on an e-bike when you're old.
Not at all. And they're fast too. They go like 30 miles an hour. So they're good.
Wow. So do you have to have like a driver's license for an e-bike?
Not yet.
Okay. And those travel with you in the RV?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we tow a car behind the RV, and then we've got a rack on the back for the bikes.
Okay. Here's a response to the haircut question. Yeah, I'm just realizing now I have a lot of guys in the chat here that probably don't worry too much about haircuts, but I didn't think of that initially. All right. So that is all then for today. I'm so tickled that this worked out and you could be on the show. And I've thought about sending you an invite before, but I stay booked up so far in advance a lot of times that I don't have a spot, and I kind of hate to message someone and then say, oh yeah, 8 weeks from now is my first opening. So now I'm booked for like the next 6 or 7 weeks, just because I had sent out a bunch of emails and people started responding back, and I just had to send them back and say, oh, I just booked that day. Do you want to do the next week? Oh, I just booked that week. Do you want to do the next week? So this was perfect timing for me because I didn't have anybody in this spot. And I'm really tickled that you were able to be on the show. And I will be, again, traveling along with you guys. We are pretty tied down here with all the animals. So I rely on channels like yours to be able to go out and see places that I can't go out and see right now.
Well, we really appreciate you inviting us on, and this is the first time being on anybody's channel like this, so we hope to be on some more and look forward to it. Thank you.
And do you guys live stream on your channel at all?
We have done 3 live streams, I think.
Okay. I'm just thinking that could be fun too. Some of the places you visit, that might be really fun to do a live stream from a
yeah, I think we're going to start doing more live streams. Exactly.
Yeah, I'd love to see that. So I'll be watching for that. Tell Debbie I said hi. You guys be safe and happy and well. And I'll be excited to share your numbers every week on my little spreadsheet.
Okay. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Kenny.
All right. Goodbye.
All right. So that was Kenny from the Adventures of Kenny and Debbie. Look, I'll take myself off the screen and you can see that backdrop I made. Check out that guy by the RV. That cartoon man has a camera. Did y'all see that? He's holding a camera. I just thought, what a perfect picture for Kenny and Debbie's channel, since they're recording so much from the road for us. But you guys check that channel out. And let me make sure I haven't missed anything in the chat. We went over our, Seth, those hole in the wall places. Again, one of the little barbecue places we really like around here. I don't think it's not a chain, and it's just a little tiny place. It's delicious. And I don't think a lot of people know about it because anytime we go, whatever day or time of the day it is, there's never a long line or anything. The place that I tend to like best, it's a chain place. And a lot of times, I mean, there's like a line going around the corner of the building to get in to eat. It's that popular, but I think the food is just that fantastic. And they have beans. They have a big pot of beans. It's free to get beans with your meal. Richard doesn't eat beans, but I love them. Pinto beans with jalapenos and ham and stuff in it. And I mean, I could make a meal off of that, but that goes so well with the barbecue. So that's part of why I like that restaurant a little bit better. All right, and let's make sure I haven't missed anything else. You guys do be sure to check out the Adventures of Kenny and Debbie on YouTube. Like, share, comment, subscribe, all the things to show them some love and support so that we can celebrate as they grow their channel. And Katie says we're getting into all the food trucks. Recently, there have been a few events with a variety of food trucks. Yeah, I'm not real familiar with food trucks. There was an orthodontic practice here in town that had an open house right after they opened their new office. I actually met him because while his office was being built, he was coming in one afternoon a week to the office that I was managing and using our office. It was like an admin day, so there weren't patients in unless it was just a post-op check or something, that didn't even require the doctor. And he would see his patients there on that afternoon each week while he was waiting for his office to be built. So once the office was built, they had a big celebration and an open house, and they had a taco food truck, and it was so fun. There's something just fun about food trucks. Now, part of me worries, how clean is a food truck, but I feel like the odds are probably, as good that you could go have stomach problems after being at a fancy restaurant as they are being at a food truck. So I didn't have any problems with that taco food truck. And then there's another taco food truck that parks outside the pet store where we sometimes buy some of the pet food that we need. That's near the big Kroger where we do our grocery shopping. I haven't eaten there yet, but it intrigues me because it's there. Like every time I go, it's there. So that's obviously their place of business. And I might have to try that out. We're big fans of the show Psych. I don't know if any of you guys have ever watched Psych with James Roday and Dule Hill. And there's some food truck references in that and a couple of episodes that have to do with a food truck. And so I think of that show a lot when I think of food trucks. And here is a comment from Dancing Alone with Reynolds. Another fun place south of Daytona, Aunt Catfish's. Lots of good food there and that homemade applesauce buffet. Interesting. There's a place here, near here, it's probably an hour away, is it called Catfish Charlie's? Richard's back there. I don't know if you can hear me. I think it's called Catfish Charlie's. And that's pretty good seafood. And then there was another seafood place we really liked that was called Saltwater Willie's. I don't think it's there anymore. So I don't know what happened to it, but it was pretty good seafood. But we love Papados. We love rockfish. I don't know if those places, I guess Papados is probably everywhere. But that can get expensive. So eating out is not something we do often. We went out for Valentine's Day to our little hole in the wall Mexican food place, just because it's fast and cheap and delicious. And yes, Lee, I was so excited. I've been watching the number all week. I've been watching it grow. So I knew we were going to get to talk about 1,000 subscribers for you today. So I'm so proud. I'm so excited for you. You guys check out his channel. And now let's do some, let's spin for our channel of the week. Let me move this stuff. And share my screen and let's see what we get. All right, channel of the week, just an opportunity for you to see the kind of channels that I enjoy, that I'm subscribed to, and then B, potentially meet a new channel that you'll fall in love with and become a part of. So let's spin and see who we get for this week. Come hither with Heather. All right, so Heather will be my guest. Put myself back. All right, here I'm back. So next week is Bearded Eagle. The following week, yes, so the first Friday in March, we will have Heather from Come Hither with Heather. She's in Australia. Lots of fun adventures at her channel as well. When I first met her, she does a lot of like abandoned places, ghost story type places, which is really fun and interesting to me. So she participated in our RichKatRanch Christmas project. So I've known her. I met her through Tuber Chat, but we're going to have a fun time on her channel. She is a hoot, and I don't want you guys to miss it. So make notes on all of these weeks coming up because we've got some great content creators coming up. So Bearded Eagle next week. Heather with Come Hither with Heather on the 3rd. Steve Robson Photography on the 10th, another Australian friend of mine. I know him mostly through Facebook. He's a macro photographer and a pet photographer. At Christmas time, I shared a picture on my community tab of a jumping spider, and he had digitally put a little hat and Christmas sweater on him. It was precious. I think jumping spiders are precious anyway. They're my favorite animal in the they're not insects, but in the tiny creature world, they're my favorite animals. They're my favorite spiders. They're super friendly. They're very curious. They're completely harmless, and they're considered by most spider enthusiasts, including myself, to be the gateway spider. So if you can spend some time with a jumping spider and see that they're not out to get us, they're not going to kill you, they're not mean or aggressive or, uncomfortable or unfriendly, then it kind of opens your eyes to how much enjoyment spiders can bring. So there's a shout out for jumping spiders. I know some people just get the heebie-jeebies about it, regardless of the species, but they're small. They're typically small. The biggest one I've ever encountered was maybe the size of a quarter. maybe just shy of the size of a quarter, and they don't typically get any bigger than that. But then my second most favorite spider, which is right behind jumpers, is wolf spiders, and those can get big. Those can almost be like tarantula size. Tarantula is also on my list of favorite spiders, so maybe Steve will have some pictures of all of those different kinds of spiders. But he also does pet photography, so I think we're going to have fun. I've encouraged him to bring a lot of material to share with us. He has not focused a lot on his YouTube channel. He does have a YouTube channel, so you can see some of what I'm talking about as far as his talent with photography there. And then I'm hoping that by having him on the show, he might start becoming a little more involved with his YouTube life. All right, so that following Friday in March the 17th, I'll have Shane from Paralife TV, your everyday wheelchair ninja, an amazing, encouraging, motivational person. Just a great way to get some nice perspective about life and struggles, and I know we're going to have a great interview with him. Then Mountain Grandma has filled that space that last week I had the word you in that channel because it wasn't filled yet. Mountain Grandma is going to be visiting with us that day. And then the final Friday in March, we have Glenda from Grace and Fire, who will be our guest that day. And again, I've got their numbers up. You can see where they are right now, but we'll be monitoring things after their visits so we can keep up with how their channels are growing and progressing. So that's all for that. Now we've done our channel of the week. We've gone back over who's going to be coming up on the show. I want to share some on this day stuff with you guys. You know, I like that kind of stuff. And the first entry on this is onthisday.com. February 17th, on this day in 1370, that's the first one listed here, the battle at Roundup, Germany beats Lithuania. I don't know what the battle of Roundup is, but it makes it sound like it's a sporting event, right? Germany beats Lithuania. The next item on the list is on this day in 1461, Wars of the Roses, Second Battle of St. Albans. Lancastrian army defeats Yorkists and recaptures King Henry VI. Who knew? Now let's move along now. Maybe let's go to the next century. On this day in 1815, the Treaty of Ghent was ratified by the U.S. Senate and signed by President James Madison, ending the War of 1812 over a month after it was signed in Europe. I guess we didn't want to be hasty or impulsive, huh? And then on this day in 1848, Tuscany gets liberal constitution. On this day in 1864, Confederate submarine H.L. Hunley sinks Union ship Housatonic, the world's first successful submarine attack. Wow, 1864. On this day in 1880, Alexander II of Russia survives an assassination attempt. On this day in 1897, the National Organization of Mothers formed in America, I guess it's supposed to say, by Alice McClellan Burney and Phoebe Apperson Hearst. Oh, which is now the Parent Teacher Association, or the PTA. So it was originally called the National Organization of Mothers. I like PTA better. I've been a PTA president several times in my kids' lives when they were little. On this day in 1913, the first minimum wage law in the U.S. took effect in Oregon. On this day in 1921, Arthur Honegger's chamber piece Pastoral Det premiered. I don't know if I'm familiar with that piece. And on this day in 1924, here's a name you guys might recognize. I recognize it. American swimmer Johnny Weissmuller sets a 100-meter world freestyle record of 57.4 seconds at Miami, Florida. 100 meters. So a meter's about 39 inches. So it's longer than a football field. He swam that in less than a minute. Wow. I am no swimmer by comparison. On this day in 1926, an avalanche buries 75 in Sap Gulch, Bingham, Utah, and 40 people died. On this day in 1930, French government of André Tardieu falls for the first time. I feel so historically illiterate when I read some of this stuff because I've never seen it. Yeah, Seth, that's how I know Johnny Weissmuller's name. So I don't know that I would even have remembered that he was an athlete, an Olympic athlete. I remember him more for being Tarzan. All right. On this day in 1932, Irving Berlin's musical Face the Music premiered in New York City. On this day in 1939, Katwijk soccer team forms in the Netherlands. I'm sure I didn't say that name right. The Netherlands, I'm pretty sure I said right, but that other name I may not have said right. On this day in 1943, Adolf Hitler visits Field Marshal Erich von Manstein's headquarters in Zaporozhye, Ukraine, and stays until the 19th. On this day in 1943, also, Dow Chemical and Corning Glass Works form a joint venture to explore and produce silicon materials based off of the work of James Franklin Hyde. Let's move a little closer to today's. On this day in 1956, Ice Dance Championship at Garmisch won by Pamela Waite and P. Thomas of Great Britain. These are before my time. On this day in 1964, the U.S. House of Representatives accepted law on the civil rights. On this day in 1968, the Soviet Union wins its third Olympic ice hockey gold medal in Grenoble, clinched title with final round 5-0 win over Canada. Soviet LW. What's an LW? What position is that in hockey? So that player, Soviet LW Anatoly Fursov, top scores with 16 points. I don't know what an LW is. Hello, Nancy at Our Treasured Home. Thanks for being here today. On this day in 1972, Italian tenor Luciano Pavarotti receives record 17 curtain calls after his performance in La Fille du Régiment at New York's Metropolitan Opera. On this day in 1972, also, sales of the Volkswagen Beetle model exceeded those of the Ford Model T. I wouldn't think they would have even made as many Ford Model Ts, right? So wouldn't it be easy for any other car to outsell it? On this day in 1972, also, U.S. President Richard Nixon leaves Washington, D.C. for a groundbreaking trip to China. Let's move to the 80s. On this day in 1980, the 22nd Daytona 500, Buddy Baker wins ahead of Bobby Allison and Neil Bonnet. On this day in 1983, the U.S. performs nuclear test at Nevada test site. On this day in 1985, Panamanian jockey Lafitte Pincay Jr. is third to ride 6,000 winners and wins aboard Doria's Delight in the 5th race at Santa Anita Park. Is third to ride 6,000 winners. So are you interpreting that the way I'm interpreting? Left wing. So an LW in hockey is a left wing. Okay. Is third to ride 6,000 winners. So meaning he has ridden in enough races that he's ridden 6,000 horses that won. Is that what that means? Oh, about left wings. You can tell because their ice skates look like big sandals. I do like hockey. I have not, in a long time, I haven't followed sports in general, but when I gave up on football, when I gave up on the Cowboys, which was a long time ago, the Stars were doing really, really well. But I don't know the positions other than a goalie. And that's only because was Darcy Wakaluk. Wasn't Darcy Wakaluk a Dallas Stars goalie? Is that Isn't that why I know his name? I thought that name was really cool, so that stuck with me. On this day in, let's go to the 90s. On this day in 1993, Haitian ferry boat capsizes in storm. 800 to 2,000 die. I think I kind of remember that. On this day in 1995, a federal judge allows lawsuit claiming U.S. tobacco makers knew nicotine was addictive and manipulated its levels to keep customers hooked. I've never been a smoker, but I've sure been suspicious. On this day in 1995, Tiger manager Sparky Anderson takes unpaid leave due to baseball strike. On this day in 1998, U.S. Naval Academy cadet Diane Zamora, 20 years old, was convicted of capital murder. On this day in 2004, If I Ain't Got You, single released by Alicia Keys, Grammy Award Best Female R&B Vocal Performance 2005 Billboard Song of the Year for 2004. On this day in 2008, 57th NBA All-Star Game, New Orleans Arena, New Orleans, Louisiana. East beats West 134 to 128 with the most valuable player, LeBron James of the Cleveland Cavaliers. All right, let's move a little closer to real time here. On this day in 2018, Czech skier Esther Ledecka wins Super G gold medal at Pyeongchang Winter Olympics, later wins parallel giant slalom snowboarding to be first female to win gold in different sports at a single game. Wow, that's impressive. And then here's this Yuzuru Hanyu, which don't ask me, it's so funny. So YouTube's been recommending stuff on Yuzuru Hanyu to me. He's an ice skater, a championship ice skater. And so here's an entry for him on this day in 2018. Japanese defending champion Yuzuru Hanyu retains his Olympic men's figure skating title by winning the gold medal at the Pyeongchang Winter Olympics. First wins gold at Sochi in 2014. I mean, he's amazing, but I don't remember that I had watched any skating content. So, all right, let's see. On this day in 2020, Amazon boss Jeff Bezos pledges $10 billion to help fight climate change. And then on this day, the last entry, on this day in 2022, 28,000 women apply for 30 jobs driving trains after they are advertised for women in Saudi Arabia for the first time. Wow. Wow. All right. So that was on this day. Here's some did you knows. Did you know 10% of the population, 10% of the world's population is left-handed? Our first of our did you know facts are about left-handed people. It said that men are more likely to be left-handed than women. Various studies have also suggested that the handedness of a person can be determined from the time they spend in the mother's womb. Some studies also suggest that one's heritage may also play a role in determining if someone will be left or right-handed. So I've shared with you guys before, I was born left-handed, but it was during a time or in a place or whatever that not enough people realize that some kids are just born left-handed. The advantage there is that I was forced to use my right hand. So now I can do a lot of things with either hand. That's pretty handy. No pun intended. But when Stacy was a baby, so Stacy is my youngest of four. And when she would, I mean, not even 2 or 3 weeks old, when I would feed her, if I was feeding her with her head on the right side of my body so that her right hand was, away from her and her left hand is tucked against my body, she didn't move her right hand around very much. But if I fed her on the left side so that her left hand was up and able to move around, she moved it around a lot. And, just she would feel my hair and all the things that babies do. It's not a conscious thing. They're just doing it. She used her left hand. It was bizarre. And I thought, wow, what does that mean? So then as she got older and she would be feeding herself, And for my kids, because I was so stressed about this whole Kathy keeps forgetting which hand to use thing as a little girl. When the kids were learning to use a spoon, or they were starting with crayons or whatever they were using, I would always just put it in the center of them. So in their bowl of food, the spoon would just be right, facing away from them, right down the middle of the bowl. They would have to reach, in other words, to get the spoon or whatever the utensil was, the crayon, the whatever it was. She grabbed with her left hand. So right away. Now, Gerald, interestingly, did stuff with, it took me a while to figure out what hand he was going to use, because he would be playing with a ball and he would throw it with his right hand. Then he would throw it with his left hand. And I thought, okay, well, is he confused or what? So he's more right-handed now, but he does some things with his left hand still. All right. Did you know the average bear will have 42 teeth? Each adult bear will have a total of 42 teeth. This includes 4 prominent and curved canine teeth, 12 incisors, 16 premolars, and 10 molars. Wow. I mean, they got big mouths because they're big animals. So I don't guess that. Well, let's see. I have a fellow born lefty that was tortured into using their right hand, huh? Oh, and now I see this other comment that Vicky put up. Yeah. Notes went home almost every day once I started school, Seth, to my parents, that Kathy has a hard time remembering which hand to use for, whatever. Oh, and then here's Vicky's comment. Did someone say murder? That cadet that was found guilty of murder. So if you guys are not checking out Vicky's Psychology Noir with Dr. Lund's channel, she covers a lot of cases in history and a lot of even current legal cases that involve murder. Not just murder, because the first of her content that I watched centered around like the Johnny Depp, Amber Heard stuff. I don't know. Amber Heard might have eventually graduated to that if somebody hadn't eventually, reined her in. Maybe she's not reined in yet, but at least she had her day in court, so to speak. So yeah, Seth, we're kindred spirits there, Seth. Did you know birds require gravity to swallow? Birds cannot chew their food and instead swallow their prey whole. The esophagus of a bird is wide enough to swallow larger meals. They depend on gravity to push their food down the esophagus and then later be propelled into their stomachs. Did you know the Hawaiian alphabet contains only 13 letters? The Hawaiian alphabet contains a total of 5 vowels that are both long and short. It also contains a total of 8 consonants. Hawaii's alphabet represents all the basic sounds and phonemes in their language. I haven't seen that word before, phonemes. So phonetic, I know that word. Obviously, those are related. But only 13 letters. The blood of lobsters is colorless. However, when their blood is exposed to oxygen, it becomes a blue color. This is mainly due to the copper that is found present in the blue hemocyanin molecule in their blood. Now, that's some cool scientific did you know facts. The most commonly used letter in the English alphabet is E. The second most common letters are T, A, I, N, and O. And the least used letters in the English alphabet is the letter Q. So the next time you guys are on Wheel of Fortune, remember that. I'm always amazed. I don't watch it anymore. That used to be every night we would watch Wheel of Fortune before dinner because I think it comes on about 6:30. And there'd be the puzzle there, which I would look at it and think, oh, wow, that word has to be this. And I'll be darned if the person would pick everything except E, the most commonly used letter in the English language. So I don't know. I think that show's probably rigged like a lot of them are anyway. And did you know, this is our final, did you know, around 8% of the world population has an extra rib. This is known as the cervical rib, and it comes from the 7th cervical vertebra. This is considered a congenital abnormality that is located above the normal first rib. There is a 1 in 500 chance that a person will be born with. I know Seth and I were born left-handed. Any other left-handed people in the chat? Or born left-handed and forced to give it up? Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, Seth, this is interesting too. So, my grandparents on my father's side were very devout Catholics. Um, my mother was raised in the Church of Christ. They're both very legalistic and very, there's lots of traditions and rituals and things. But my grandparents had a lot of superstitions. And I kind of remember that the whole left handed thing was even something that they were concerned about, at least the stories that I can remember. So thank goodness. Thank goodness, live and learn, right? Oh, let's do one more. Did you know? Because this one's interesting too. The majority of plant life is located in the ocean. There are around a total of 228,450 known species in the ocean, and around 2 million more species are left undiscovered. Now, how do they know that? How do they know how many are left undiscovered? Most of the plants found in the ocean are kelp, seaweed, seagrass, and algae. Marine plants are divided into 3 categories: euphotic slash sunly, dysphotic slash twilight, and aphotic slash midnight. I have no idea what I just said there, so you guys will have to look that up. I hope that's part of what happens when we do our did you knows. I hope maybe it spikes your curiosity and you guys go look up some of this stuff, because that's what it does for me. I'll read some of these things and it'll be the first time I ever heard it, and then I kind of feel like I need to go and confirm it, because some of it's kind of weird. And then we'll finish now. We'll do a few of the random questions from the random question generator. So for everyone in the chat, what do you always buy at the grocery store? Is there something that every time you go to the grocery store, you get this particular thing? Maybe not every time, but like I know there's a couple of things. I almost every time buy butter. I use a lot of butter here. Like I make my own garlic bread. So that's always got lots of butter on it, and then all the herbs, and I put cheese on it. And so I feel like I'm always buying butter. Or if Richard is on his way home from work and says, "Hey, I'm on my way. Do you need anything? Will you stop and get me some butter?" I just feel like I'm always buying butter. We're always buying cat food. I think every time we go to the grocery store, we buy cat food. Again, kudos to whoever that was that sent us cat food from our wish list on Amazon, because like we were down to 2 cans. We have 6 cats. And so 2 cans wasn't going to cut it for, the next meal for all the cats. And so it was on the list for the next day to go to the grocery store and stock up on cat food. So that timing was just beyond coincidental. Cat and dog food for Vicky. Groceries for Adam. Well, yeah, I mean, I buy groceries, but any single thing. So again, the ducks get peas and mixed vegetables with their food in the evenings. So pretty much every grocery time, I have to buy one or both of those. Interestingly enough, I don't know what the deal is with peas, but at our stores around here, the grocery stores are often completely out of peas, frozen peas. Can't feed ducks. You shouldn't feed any animals canned stuff except, maybe dog food. But like canned peas are so full of preservatives and sodium, and that's really dangerous for ducks. So I buy the bags of frozen peas. But often I just buy the bag of frozen vegetables. It's got peas and corn and carrots and green beans in it, I think, because they don't have peas. Like nobody will have peas. I'll go to 3 or 4 different grocery stores and no one will have peas. And that happens a lot. There aren't a lot of people raising ducks around here, and not everybody feeds their ducks peas. Mine just really like it. So it's a treat, but it's also healthy for them. So peas. All right. Have you ever been surfing? Okay. Kenny and Debbie say every time they buy milk. Seth says drinks, water, seltzer water. Green beans. Yeah, I mean, the ducks like any kind of greens. We have a friend that routinely donates. She works for a food bank, or not works. She volunteers at a food bank. And occasionally they get in so much of something from whatever, grocery stores bring them stuff that they don't even have a place to put all of it. So a lot of times she will bring us some fresh produce, green beans and kale and carrots and apples. And of course it's gone right away because the horses and the ducks both enjoy that. So Seth tried to surf, but anybody else in the chat, have you ever been surfing? I've never been surfing. I've never even tried to surf. I've never really thought about surfing. I tried water skiing once, and I think the lake was probably a foot or two lower after all the water I swallowed trying to stay upright. Hello, Dino at the Late Late Horror Show. Thanks for popping in. And another, what is your favorite breakfast meal? So anybody else that's been surfing, let me know if you've been surfing. But for everybody, what's your favorite breakfast meal? I am definitely eggs, hash browns, bacon. Like I could live off of that breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I love bacon and eggs, and I love some fried potatoes or hash browns with it. I like my eggs over easy when I eat eggs. Now, duck eggs, you have to be kind of careful because there is the possibility of contracting salmonella from waterfowl. So generally for duck eggs, I either hard fry them for like an egg sandwich, or I scramble them, or I make an omelet. And then again, the omelet is cooked thoroughly, but I just stay away from runny yolks with duck eggs just to be safe. Now, I've heard that over time, when you raise waterfowl, you kind of build up a tolerance. You're a little less, susceptible to some of the conditions that might cause health problems for somebody that's not around waterfowl much. And that could be true. But again, I just don't take chances. So now the dogs eat them raw. The dogs will find them even. They know where the nests are, and they'll just stop and eat an egg, shell and all, right there in the spot when they find it. No problems for them. So yes, lots. Okay, there's David, anything with eggs. Yes. And then Seth, yes, all of it. Bacon, eggs, toast, and butter. Oh yes, again, butter. Yeah, we go through a lot of butter here. Eggs over hard, scrambled with cheddar cheese. Yes, all of it. Again, maybe I should say that too. Anything with eggs. That's one of my favorite things when we have the rare times we've been on vacation and we go out somewhere for breakfast, or the hotel includes breakfast, in the meals you get. Golly, I just love getting the whole big breakfast. Vicky doesn't really like to eat breakfast. Adam's never surfed, but he loves a fried breakfast. Is anybody else buffering or just David? Biscuits and gravy for Kenny. Yeah, Richard's more of a biscuits and gravy person than I am, but he doesn't eat eggs. So he can have the biscuits and gravy, and I'll take the eggs. All right. And then the last random question. If you could become invisible, what would you do? While you're invisible, what would you do? What an interesting question. What would I do if I could become invisible? I would really, like here we go, some deviled eggs. I'm telling you, and deviled duck eggs are good. Seth would stop crime if he could become invisible. Egg salad, yes. And I put chopped boiled eggs in my tuna salad too. Love it. So if I was invisible, I would love to be like on safari, go to Africa, go on a safari, and then actually be with a pack of lions or a herd of, is it a herd of hippopotamuses? Whatever that group of, whatever wild animals, actually go and be right there and listen to the sounds they make and watch them interacting with, each other and their young ones. And oh yeah. Oh, look, Adam's pretty sly, y'all. Look at that. He can't say what he would do. Who knows who's watching my stream? That's funny. Seth always wanted to be a hero. Yeah, there's obviously good things you could do with it, but maybe I'm lazy. I would just want to be in some animal related environment that could be really dangerous if they could see you. I'm hoping that being invisible means they can't smell you anymore. This is my Adam, y'all. And it looks like Nancy is heading out. Thank you for being here, Nancy. Love to you. Have a good weekend too there. And that is all for today. Again, next weekend, Bearded Eagle is my guest. Be watching for the live members only Q&A stream. Have your questions ready. I really hope you guys will join us. It will likely be on a Saturday afternoon, next Saturday, the 25th. So we hope we'll see you there. And again, if you enjoy your membership, sign up again when the free month is over. We'd love to have you as Rich Cat Ranch hands in the family. Oh, these two are working out a plan here. Oh, now the FBI is going to be coming after us. Anyway, be safe, be happy, be well, be blessed. Love to all from Rich Cat Ranch. I will leave the chat going for a minute or so. I always say that, y'all, and then I go let the dogs out or something and then totally forget to come back and turn it off until it's been like 5 minutes. But you guys can say your goodbyes, and I will look for you next Friday. I don't think I have any other news. I filmed a mail call just before the show started today, so that'll go up probably tomorrow. And that's it. Love you.